led by head women's basketball coach Danielle Santos-Atkinson and Marianne Collin and Jalen Hines following today's game against Elon. Coach, your opening thoughts on today?
Yes, first, really proud of this team and the way they fought back and came back. We were down 20 plus points and they brought it within 6 points down the stretch. Any team could have completely quit coming out of halftime and could have rolled over and said today's just not our day, and they didn't. So they have that fight in them. The potential of this team in the spurts, we see it. We see the team's potential. We see what we have. We see where we could be. We won the second half by, I think, maybe 13 points. And so if we are able to put those halves together, we didn't just win the second half, but we won the second half by 13 points. And if we could do some of the things that we do really well consistently for 40 minutes, we'd see some more success. But I mean, Elon came out and they jumped on us. Credit to them and the pressure that they gave us forced us into 28 turnovers. Forced us into turnovers. I think a lot of our turnovers were also still unforced. And 28 turnovers, again, we've been talking about it. It's really tough to overcome 31 points they got off of our turnovers. And so if we're able to cut that even in half, it's a completely different ballgame. We got up almost the same amount of shot attempts, and so we gave it up 28 times, and so that's more possessions that we're losing. We shot the ball great in the second half. The last few games we've been shooting the ball great. So if we're able to take away some of those turnovers and get up more shot attempts, I think we'd see a little bit more success. But again, really proud of their effort and their fight and that comeback.
Coach, going into that second half, a 26-point deficit, what were you saying to your players to kind of stay positive and try and get them refocused back on coming back in the game?
We've been talking a lot about it being about us, and in that first half, that wasn't our team. We didn't play our best, but it also wasn't our team. We did a lot of things that were out of character. Our energy and our intensity was lacking in the first half. The last few games we had great starts, but we really were slow offensively. We weren't cutting and moving and executing like we needed to offensively, and defensively we allowed them to get some easy baskets. And so at halftime we just really talked about our intensity and our energy and how hard we were willing to work in order to win the game.
No, Jalen and Mary, you guys can both answer, but coming down 26 and cutting it to 5, what was kind of, said amongst the court in knowing that, to get cut down and try to, get the lead going back again? Kind of what were you guys focusing on the floor?
We just had to pick up our energy and intensity. We were really flat in the game, so we had to come out, change our mindset, change our mentality, pick each other up, and just do what we need to do to come back and get back in the game.
Yeah, and just play on our level. Like, we were not playing as well as we were supposed to, and coach was telling us in the halftime that we're better than that, so that's what we were focusing on.
Coach, the last couple games, I know you've mentioned that this is a good team. You got to get the things from practice being put into the game. Is that something that you saw a lot in that second half? Those things that you've been trying to implement, are they finally working now on the floor?
Yes, we see, and that's one of the things that we've talked about in practice as well, is some of the things that we see in the game, both good and some of the things that are hurting us in the games, we see them both in practice. And so we want to see the consistency in practice, cut down on some of our lulls in practice, cut down on some of the time and the space in practice where you see that first half team. We see that first half team at times show up in practice, and we see the second half team a lot show up in practice. So really in practice, working on our consistency there, and putting up the practices together, stringing multiple practices together, so then we can go out and feel comfortable in that 40 minutes. But the things that we are doing well and the things that we're emphasizing in practice, we have in this game started to see again.
Going into James Madison, Towson, always tough places to play. How will it be for, especially the upperclassmen? You probably play leadership roles for your underclassmen in that road trip.
We're just gonna play the way we played the second half. Like, that's the team we are, and if we bring that, then we can beat them, and we're gonna focus on that.
Just right, like Mary said, just be the team that we know we can be. It's another game, another chance of playing basketball, so we're gonna go out there and attack it.
They do a great job. They're both leaders, and they do a great job, like you said, of being leaders to those underclassmen and helping them know that it's just another game. That it is a tough place to play, both of them. It's a tough place to play, and we've got to bring our best, and we got to be our best team. But I just told them, as they go, the team goes, and so they can get us going. and really push us to where we need to go, and the team will follow in their leadership.